even if after a few of these it doesn't quite work out, the fact that we get to chat on a regular basis again, like the old days, is in
That's all that
itself, and
matters.
that's all that matters. Absolutely.
I agree with that. Yeah, this that's what I think it should be. It should just be kind of like, impromptu
I
and
think so.
right.
I mean, I didn't even think about this, because I think the more you think about it, the more difficult it becomes. I think
Exactly.
you just start and see where it takes you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And whichever sort of direction and tangent it goes, you know.
Actually, in fact, that's the way we started. That was awesome because that would have made a good episode. In fact, I'm gonna keep that clip
Yeah.
just as an intro, to
Oh, we
people
didn't.
want to.
We didn't quite finish that.
No, we didn't.
So we can go back to it if you want.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, no, yeah, absolutely, we should.
we could potentially just cover that, because that's a really
Yeah.
interesting subject anyway. And you can relate that. It's relatable to anything, isn't it?
No doubt, man. Life. I was giving my some of my staff, when I have my one-on-one with them, I always need to bring up some analogies, just to motivate and encourage, because
Yeah.
I work for them, as
Is that the year-end review?
well, no, it's a constant review, one-on-one,
Right.
nudging,
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
steering in the right direction. It's bad to do it at the year end.
No, correct. In fact, I've got one coming up with my manager on Thursday this week.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we do it
But
monthly.
you're right. You're right. It's coming up too, so it's gonna help. But I always give the sport analogy, with because hey, we grown up with it. Of course, nowadays I use basketball and
Of
Mike,
course.
Michael Jordan, and soccer will come in depending on what the person likes. Like some of them cricket lovers, right? And I'll use an analogy there. But the Jordan one, the other day, I was telling one of my engineers, I'm like, man, to your point, like just believing in it is one part, but you doing it is the,
Oh, yeah.
right? Ideas are easy, execution is everything.
Well, it's the opposite side of a coin, of the coin, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I told him, man, can you imagine if Michael Jordan only dreamed about being the best basket player in the world, and that's all he did? Nobody would know of him.
It's still be sleeping now.
Yeah, he'd still be dreaming about it, and we wouldn't have even known the name. It's like, practice, go in there, do, take the initiative to do
Yeah.
more. What is your goal? What do you want to do? But to, I guess, to our point, to don't just make that your focus unless you're going to be this elite folks, right? But even with them, for them to be in the right frame of mind, you can't have other things not being right around you too,
Correct.
right? And what is right, what is wrong, we're all fallible.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you start thinking, and maybe that's some of the ways we go wrong, when we start thinking, in binary terms about right and wrong, because
Yeah.
I mean, our company in recent years have always tried to push this idea of, experiment, try things, even if you make mistakes, that's okay. You can learn from them. I'm not sure many people have quite embraced the concept, because I think the culture within the organization has been, this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
Here's the package. But they are trying, and I guess, but you can't.
Organizations.
It's not right or wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. No, organizations are a different beast, man. They have a lot of history, and it's an organization, right? It's the human thing.
Correct.
It's just an assembly of different humans, and they try to put or create or even latch on to some of their own belief systems that everybody else has to, adhere to. But what's good is the more, especially here in the valley too, the focus on people. They're flipping
Uh-huh.
that whole concept now, right? I'm sure yours as well. It
Yeah.
never, it used to be where, we tell you what to do. Now it's ground up human beings,
Yeah.
tell us what you want, how can we take care of your pets or your kids or your, can you take time off to go take, tend to your families, please do
Yeah.
that. I love that flip.
I think that's because an organization's culture is based on its people. Really, to be honest, especially
Greatest,
big,
yeah,
yeah,
the
big
greatest asset, yeah,
organizations.
for sure,
Correct.
for sure.
And if you're not if your culture is not reflecting the values of your people, then the priorities and the of the people that work for you, that are
Oh,
part of the organization, then I mean, what are you
yeah.
really? To be honest, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Your people, your consumers as well, right? It's a whole ecosystem of how how you're perceived in the marketplace too.
Yeah.
Because it matters a lot these days, right? And I use
Yep.
the word matters there because we've seen recently with Black Lives Matters
Yep.
how when companies aren't aligned, then people will move.
Yep.
Not just for that cause, for any cause, right? That's it seems logical, but hey, a lot of companies have been supporting bad endeavors in the past, right? Whether they're scorching the earth, to make profit or, abusing people, in countries, third world countries, etc., and economies, right?
Yep.
Man, that's got to flip, and they're starting to do that too. Um,
It feels that way. I mean, Johnson and Johnson is a big American conglomerate. So, and you can see that. I think a lot of the time, sadly, actually, and this is why I think a company's culture should be the culture of the people, and not a person or a certain group of people. Because
right.
what you find is that a CEO will come in, will have his, or managing director, whatever, will come in, will have his way of working and his values and his priorities. And then he moves on about 3-4 years down the line, and someone else comes in with kind of different
Yeah.
ways of working. And we've seen that. We've seen how it's like a ping pong, ping pong. It just kind of flips from one to the other. But at the moment with J&J, right at the very top, is a guy called, I mean, you probably know his name better than
Don't know
I
offhand.
know. But
Could
he's,
find out.
yeah, no, he's Gorski. What's his first name?
Yeah, I'll find it.
Yeah. Anyway, he is a cyclist. And although he's in his 50s, he
Yeah,
looks,
Alex Gorsky.
Alex Gorski, he looks really fit. Sport is a big part of his life. So hence that's filtered down to the entire organization, and including the UK, the country or the team that sits in the
Hmm.
UK. So there's a big focus on being able to live healthy lives. There's loads of focus on that. I mean, it's great because a massive company like J&J, which employs probably close to 160, 170, maybe 180,000 people across the world, you know, if you
Yep.
can if you can inculcate that sort of culture that people actually enjoy, like people like me. I mean, I love that, because that's you don't have to tell me
Yeah.
I love it, but now you're giving me the time to do it, you know.
You
So
give
that's
me
that.
time, you pay me to do the stuff I love. Okay, I'm in.
Exactly. And you also, you subsidized for gym membership, and
Nice.
it's an amazing,
That it
but it is.
permeates, yeah,
Yeah.
from the
Yeah.
top, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt. I totally can't disagree with that, man. And you know, you just one person, right? You mentioned 180. I mean, that's percentage wise, you like one individual, but I'm pretty sure there's a high percentage of your people within the company that think like you. And now you've flipped a culture. It's a cultural thing within the
Yeah,
company. And I would think, and I think isn't your logo something about the family or whatever, right? It's the
it
family company.
is
Yeah.
very much so. Yeah, the family of companies, I think they call it, because
Yeah.
there's three
Okay.
different parts of it.
So, hopefully that's permeating through to the consumers, because now you're touching a lot more lives, right?
And I,
Um,
yeah, and I think you know what I mean, thinking about it a bit more now, this kind of makes sense because if you yeah, it's a consumer organization, right? So um, in a sense that we produce something and we sell to a.
mhm.
We don't sell. Sometimes we sell directly. Of course, we sell baby powder and all of that kind of stuff. But
Mhm.
in terms of the medications, we're selling a concept and an idea, and we're trying to get people to buy into that so they can prescribe those medications to people. However, I was just thinking about it now, how if you can promote, like Alex Gorski does, promote this idea of healthy living
Yep.
and make sure that you know, and especially over the last year, they make sure that you take care of your family. Your family comes first.
First.
You know,
Yep.
if you are working from home, you've got kids that you are homeschooling. Make time for them. It doesn't matter if it's during the working day.
Yeah.
Make time for them, and don't feel guilty about it.
Yep.
Right now, that concept, I think, not only makes you a loyal employee, but I think you transfer that into the relationships you have with the philosophy behind it, the principle, the values behind this whole family and caring about people, to your
Yeah.
conversations and your engagement with your customers, the doctors and the nurses and pharmacists. So I can see
It's influencing. Yep.
exactly how you can see how that you think it's, oh yeah, I'm great. He's worried, he's really concerned about me. He's really giving me all this opportunity, but it's also making you a far more rounded
Yeah.
salesperson, if you like. That so when you go and when you're interacting with other people, especially your key customer, you have a certain mindset about what the company philosophy is, and you're engaging with that mindset, which is a very positive mindset. So it kind of just occurred to me now. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Because when you get to that level, when the company and its employees are at that level, and you're in the consumer side, and now people see you, for your personality rather than
Yeah,
the company that's selling you something.
yeah,
There's a feel good thing to that you could kill a lot of a bad word, kill, but you would stand out against
yeah,
others, against the competition. And hey, I mean, you and I know, right? It's the people that matter in the end. When you either buying something, why do you buy something from someone? Right?
people buy from people.
People, yeah, not so much the product. So it makes sense. And if it's goodness that you're permeating and influencing and being an evangelist for, why not? The world
Correct.
needs a lot of that.
Contribute positively to this global consciousness,
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you
right?
go.
Or universal consciousness, not even global.
Those bubbles, man, that are floating in the air.
Absolutely. I
Creating more
always
good
wondered.
ones.
I always wondered where that you blow that bubble and you see it go, and then you know it's going, but you don't know, you can't see it anymore. Where does
Yeah.
it go?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, we just got to blow a lot more good ones. And you know like you said when we first created that concept, was like, some of them will take it on and make themselves bigger with the
Yeah,
goodness. Others will break it.
yeah,
Not worry about it.
yeah.
But hey, if you don't blow those bubbles of goodness, there's a lot more evil that's gonna thrive than goodness, right?
I agree. You've got to give yourself a chance.
Yeah.
You've got to create those opportunities to, and some. Let's face it. Sometimes throughout our lives, we've burst bubbles. You
Oh,
we've
that's it.
destroyed things. We've made bad decisions. We've
Oh,
done
yeah.
things that we regret. Um, but I'd like to believe that more often than not, we've grown. We've taken two bubbles and merged them together and made something really special.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of this, whole metaphor too. It's and just the concept of this, chat as well. Or I mean, not even this concept, just the way our bubble has grown. It's like, yes, the life is chaotic. We try to put some social norms around it. To your point, it's not binary. It's
Mm,
everyone's makeup is different, so don't expect like you're gonna go through life with some reference to perfection. It isn't. You just start from a place of goodness, and
yeah.
good things will come from it.
I think you've got to let things go.
Yeah,
I think that's the important thing. You just got to let things go, because if when you don't,
yeah,
you don't, you don't let that bubble float. Yeah,
yeah.
it stays in the bottle, and it only knows the bottle.
And
It's
usually,
restricted.
usually I've realized, and this is, I mean, again, we don't know shit.
Of course we don't.
We're just trying to figure it out here. So that bottle, that lid that's being tightened, it's usually an ego that's tightening it.
Yeah,
I mean,
very
there
much
are
so.
there are other things, but when you remove the ego, remove the fact that you are just a human being, and it doesn't take much to prop somebody else up. Just words, right?
Yeah,
And guess what? So what if that person, however you want to, define goodness and success, becomes better or whatever, right? Forget all of that thing. Doesn't matter. It's like your life is your life, and you start from a place of goodness. You've made somebody smile.
yeah.
Hey, good thing.
I mean, I always think that if you ask me what is your mission in life, you know,
Yeah.
as every now and then I guess you asked, especially when you're going for a job interview, I think.
Mission in life. Yeah, those are crazy questions, man. It like
Well, my mission is to put a smile on the face of everyone I meet. Um,
Hey, so the tagline I put on the website, that was pretty in line, right? Fully aligned. Did you see that?
I didn't see
It
that. No.
oh yeah, let me read it to you. The Bubbles podcast. Man, it said something like where'd it go? I should have. See, I'm not prepared.
Well, that's the whole thing. We're completely unprepared for any of this shit anyway.
Yeah, of course. We don't know anything. We're not prepared. And if others are looking for something like that, they should go somewhere. Oh, it says, "Be the reason someone smiles today." That's it, right at the top. That's
That
it.
is amazing. I missed that completely, but
And I don't know how I mean, I think I know because it comes from a place of that big bubble that you described.
uh, I mean,
uh,
we have to find something we disagree on. I mean, it's just ridiculous that
yeah.
we come up with we end up believing in the same beautiful things. I mean,
Hey, I'm pretty sure we'll debate on some things, which is a good thing because it makes us better. When we have
yes.
differing views, so we can
Uh,
learn from each other. Because otherwise, we become an echo chamber.
no, indeed. I think it's just important that like I know I keep coming back to running. I don't know why I do, but well, I know why I do, but
Of course.
just to so one of the guys who runs with us, his wife also runs, and she's on Strava. So
Hmm.
she posted one of her runs or something, and she said the kids had a sleep, and she was able to get out for a run, and she had this kids had asleep at a nap after lunch, and so I replied back, yeah. So you know, so Paul's the husband. So Paul
Yeah.
still has his nap after lunch. and, she laughed, and
Yeah.
I said to her, is he coming out for a run with us tomorrow? And she said, well, he's like a kid, waiting for Christmas.
Oh.
Yes. And I think all of us felt the same way. And it was just, to see the smiles on everyone's faces this morning. I mean, that
Oh,
in
fantastic,
itself
man.
was just, so I think it's that being able to, experience that, but at the same time, knowing that you're part of something, just,
Oh.
yeah, it's something simple, something simple, pure.
But
Was
that's it, right? And maybe that's where a lot of people miss the boat too. It's in the simplicity when you break it
Yeah,
down, right? It's COVID, this whole work from home, and pandemic has taught us that too.
yeah,
The basics, our, inner being gravitates to those simple things. Some folks are constantly searching for other things, whether it's in things,
yeah.
uh, which is very ephemeral, right? Small touches of what you call happiness, and then it goes away. The things that linger, man. We're examples of that across the globe, years, and we know what matters. It's that connection with people, the human connection, the good connections, or putting the smile on other people's faces too, right?
Exactly.
Makes you feel good.
Well, I mean,
It should.
and it should, because I mean, today we hadn't. It was easily about 8 months before, since the last time we'd run together, and we were talking about it, and he was saying that he's friends with someone who, since they were 7 years old or something, and although they might spend I think this guy lives in Switzerland or something, but they might spend years apart. But when they meet, it's like no time had passed. And I immediately thought about you at that point in time, because he was describing exactly how I would feel about you around. We may not chat for a long time. Months might go by. Sometimes maybe a year. I don't think maybe a
Oh,
year has
yeah, I
gone
don't
by,
think so. Yeah.
but months would go by, and then when we chat, it's like our last conversation was just 5 minutes ago. You just pick up and move on. So
Yeah.
that was interesting how
Yeah.
today also we kind of reflected on that a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting together with some folk, our group of friends here today,
Yeah.
because we've not, we got together about a month ago at a beach, just three of us, outdoor, social distance, all of that.
Mhm.
And, but we haven't had the core group together, like your core group. There was always somebody missing. There's just four of us, and today it's gonna happen. We're having a little picnic at the local park here, and just gonna share exactly
Oh,
like how you went through today.
yeah.
Food, play some games, and whatever. But it's I'm looking forward to it. In fact, we're all kind of like,
So Vani is
yeah,
Vani, and what's his wife's name?
Bunny, Devesna,
Devesna. That's right. Yeah.
myself, Lynn, Nitin, Daksha, Raj, and
I did
Monica.
meet Nathan, because Nathan came home that first night, didn't he? When we arrived.
Did he? He might have. I can't recall.
Oh no! Did he come
There was
to? No, he came.
yeah.
Nathan came to when we went to LA. Didn't Nathan come there with his
Yeah,
wife?
there was
Yeah.
yeah, he would have been part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were on their way to Mexico, I think, at the time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, if we can't wait to share some of those stories too, like you guys did.
Weather's good for a picnic today.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing out there. It's gonna be, I think, in the 70s,
Oh, nice.
which
What's
is
that
high
about? I'm almost near 18, 19,
20.
20 or something.
I don't like, what is it? 70 minus 32 is what?
It's 38.
38 divided by 2
19
plus 1 or
plus one
so.
or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, plus
20.
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
20.
We went far off.
You were perfect. Yeah, you hit it. My perfect temperature is like 73, like just in the, over 20, just in the lower 20s, right? That's I gravitate to that. It's perfection. I mean, it's not like
Yeah.
I want that all the time. I'm okay with cold and
Whatever.
very hot. Yeah, I'm okay with all of that.
I mean, tomorrow we're gonna let me have a look. It keeps changing, but tomorrow we have a high of 16, right? A high
Yeah.
of 16, and then on Monday we have a low of -2.
Oh man.
So we've got two strange days.
That's crazy.
And then Sachin and the family are coming over tomorrow. We haven't seen them. We haven't seen them since August last year. And for someone that we see them every month, they're either coming over here or we go over there. We see them every month. We haven't seen them for easily going on 6, 7, 8 months now. 8 months or whatever it is, 9 months. So yeah, we're really looking forward to that.
Yes,
the restrictions are just, the relaxation of the restrictions now are just starting to, I think, help people, I think, get together again.
Yeah, send them our best, man. Sachin and Rose. Yeah, please.
Sachin and Logan absolutely never forget that day. We went to Wembley that night. They never, and we often talk about it.
I love their company, Logan.
No, they were absolutely completely moved by you guys, all of you guys, and how well we get along together. And, it was, and that was a magical day.
Unforgettable, no doubt, man. From it was, like earlier you described your buddy where it's like a kid, at Christmas. That morning, and it was just the day after Christmas too, I think it was, right?
It was Boxing Day.
Boxing Day. And it's like, I remember, man, it was hard getting up, but man, nothing stopped me from like, oh, today is the day.
we were nursing some very sore heads, I have to say that Boxing Day. But we managed to put a few away.
No doubt.
And thank God we had Segi with us, our designated driver.
Yeah, no, he helped a lot, man. In many ways, that's for sure. Keeping the flock in order.
I was super impressed with him because I don't think he'd ever driven here in the UK. Fortunately, we drive on the left-hand side, which is the same as South Africa. But I mean, the roads are completely different here in terms of roundabouts. The circles are completely different here.
Oh, those roundabouts! Yeah, crazy, dude.
And it was, I think it was pouring with rain as well that evening, wasn't it? So he had to drive. Drive in the rain. In a completely foreign place with Logan, half cut, giving him directions. And having to drive through all these roundabouts, with 7 people in a five-seater car.
I forgot about that. Yeah, we did squeeze it to that.
Because Logan met us there, but he jumped into
the car. It. Yes.
That was crazy night. I mean, unforgettable night, as you say. You used the right word, unforgettable.